Schaefer, let's switch gears to basketball real quick. Obviously, coming off a disappointing loss and just general ugly performance last night. Where's your, I guess, I keep asking this every week, like, where's your level of confidence? 3 games left. Do they have to win all 3 in your mind? Can they get in being 2 out of 3? Like, where are you at?
I think if they win 2, they're at least in Dayton. So I continue to feel better about it than some do. It certainly would have helped Nebraska's case last night had they won that game. I think they would be in a really, really strong spot had you finished that game against Michigan. And I cannot envision a lot of times in my life where you play a ranked team, you hold them to 49 points and you lose. Like, that was one of the worst offensive performances that building has ever seen. And I think I once watched Cincinnati, Nebraska go into double overtime where they both scratched into the 50s. So, I mean, it's seen some things, but that was really rough last night.
That's a high bar for bad offensive performances.
It really is. And the thing I kept coming back to is, man, it would have been tough to be a teammate of Brice Williams and go into that locker room last night and asking yourself, did I do enough to help our team win? Because the answer for everybody, other than maybe Sam Hoiberg, is no. Because it was, I mean, everyone took their turn on missing a point blank shot or missing a wide open look. And Nebraska had great looks to finish that game. Even Brice, had that look off the inbounds play, wide open on the baseline to give you the lead, and he just couldn't cash it. And so, and then I tweeted this, watching it in the moment, I was stunned by it. 10 out of 10 times, I want Brice Williams taking that ball to the hole, trying to get a foul, trying to finish at the rim. He's the guy I want finishing the game. And I understand Connor Season's wide open. I understand it should be a high percentage 3, but it's still a 3. I'd still rather have Brice Williams going to the hoop.
Let me ask you something, Schaefer. If when you're looking at, because Ravi said something off air, and I gave him a little pushback just because I'm like, well, this is the same team that we were talking about during the 4-game win streak, and it's also the same team that we were talking about the 6-game losing streak. And he said, maybe Nebraska just isn't very good. How are they still in the position where we have these kind of opinions? Because he's certainly not alone on a take, but where we stay right in the moment versus looking at a body of work or the totality of a season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough because when you're kind of a average to above average to sometimes below average team, you look really mediocre. And one of the worst things you can be in sports is mediocre. People can accept if you're really bad because it's easy to tune it out. People can accept if you're good or really good because it's easy to get behind. When you fall in that middle, you can look like everything, right? Like, you can look like one of the worst teams in basketball, and some nights you can look like one of the best. And that's what I think they are. I think they're an average to above average team playing in a tough conference where there are no gimmies. And they took, again, Michigan scored however many they did against Michigan State. They had that team to 49 points. Michigan looked horrible, and yet Nebraska didn't finish the game. They looked worse. So it's really tough. Like, I don't think they're world beaters by any means, but I do think that the lens of which they are being viewed is somewhat challenging because they're an average team and they have an opportunity in front of them to do something that Nebraska basketball doesn't do a lot, and that's get to the NCAA tournament. And so people are going to think that they're bad if they can't finish this out instead of just acknowledging their average in a good conference.